Episode titled Mysterious Sandwich. It was a normal morning. Mummy Pig was making breakfast, Daddy Pig was reading a newspaper, George was playing with his dinosaur, and Peppa was sitting at the table waiting for food. Mummy Pig placed a plate in front of her with a sandwich on it. It looked completely ordinary: bread, cheese, and a leaf of lettuce. Peppa was about to take a bite, but suddenly the sandwich moved slightly. Peppa froze. She looked at the plate. The sandwich was still. "I must have imagined it," she said. But when Peppa leaned closer again, the lettuce slowly slid out, almost like a tongue. George said, "Dinosaur," and pointed at the plate. The sandwich jumped in place. Mummy Pig thought Peppa and George were playing. Daddy Pig lowered his newspaper and looked more carefully. At that moment, the sandwich slowly turned on the plate by itself. Then it quietly slid onto the table. Peppa moved back. The sandwich stopped near the edge, as if it was looking at her, even though it had no eyes. Mummy Pig quickly covered it with a bowl. For a few seconds, everything was silent. Then a soft knock came from under the bowl. Once, then again. Daddy Pig lifted the bowl. The sandwich was gone. Only crumbs remained on the table, forming a small trail toward the door. On the first day, the family decided it was only a strange moment, but that evening, Peppa found the sandwich in the living room. It was lying on the sofa, neatly folded, as if waiting for her. Peppa called Mummy Pig. When everyone entered the room, the sandwich was already on the floor. It slowly crawled under the cabinet. George hid behind Peppa. The next day, the sandwich appeared again. It was in the toy box, then on the stairs, then on the kitchen table. Every time they tried to throw it away, it returned. Daddy Pig carried it outside and left it near the bin. 1 minute later, the sandwich was lying on his newspaper. The cheese inside trembled slightly, as if it was laughing. That night, Peppa heard a quiet rustling sound. She opened her eyes. The room was dark. Near the door on the floor lay the sandwich. It was not moving, but Peppa felt that it was watching her. Then it slowly turned over and crawled closer. Peppa pulled the blanket over herself. In the morning, the sandwich was gone, but crumbs were scattered around her bed. On the third day, Mummy Pig decided to lock the sandwich inside a jar. The jar was placed in the storage room. Everyone felt calmer. But a few hours later, knocking came from the storage room. When Daddy Pig opened the door, the jar was empty. On the inside of the glass, crumbs had formed one word: Peppa. That evening, the sandwich appeared on the table again. Now it looked slightly bigger. Peppa stared at it and quietly asked, "What do you want?" The sandwich did not answer. It only moved slowly toward her plate. Then a tiny piece of cheese fell out. On it were small marks that looked like letters. "Do not eat." In the morning, everything seemed normal. The sandwich was nowhere to be found. Mummy Pig made a new breakfast. Peppa sat at the table and picked up her cup. Everyone was quiet. Then George pointed at Peppa's plate. A new sandwich was there. It looked fresh and still. Peppa sighed with relief, but when she turned away, the sandwich folded itself a little wider, almost like a smile.